And so many people, because they are not growing, they are losing hope for their life. And when you're not growing, meaning that you're not experiencing certain changes take place in your life, that elevation from the will of life with your health, your spirituality, with your finances, with your career, with your family, educationally, I mean, in any of those areas, you begin to feel as though nothing is going to happen for you. And now we become a believer of that false notion because of the lack of growth. And people don't see how important it is to be a person that wants to change, to be a person that want to continuously change, because with that, your hope does increase. The things that you really desire in your life now is something that you can begin to believe can happen because you're growing and you're seeing those changes take place right before your very eyes. And so a lack of growth equates to a lack of hope. And there's so many people, the most hopeless people that I have experienced are people who lack growth. And sometimes it's because people make that decision. And sometimes it's because people don't know where to start. But one thing that I would say, no matter what it is or what it's about, ask questions. Go to people who you know may have some answers or some solutions for you. Because one thing I could tell you, nobody got to where they are by themselves. There was always someone that a person was able to glean from and pull from that allowed them to add to their toolbox so that they can experience that necessary growth. But if you full of pride, if you shameful, if you guiltful, if you in Stuckville, you're not going to take those necessary actions to help yourself, which means that you're going to experience a lack of growth, which means that you're going to eventually lose hope and not believe greater can happen in your life. When the truth is, greater can happen for us all. But the grand question is, are you willing to get uncomfortable? Are you willing to be truthful and accept truth so that you can be pushed and moved and motivated and inspired to make certain moves in your life so you can experience different? But doing nothing equates, you reap nothing. Doing something, a little something, you reap a little something. Do a lot, you reap a lot. And when I say doing a lot, I mean productively, because you can do a whole lot. It does not mean that it's going to be fruitful. You have to do things that's going to yield actual results. You can't be a person who's, thinking that you are doing something because you're doing something. You want to do something and it actually produces, it actually impacts. And when we see a lack of that happening in our lives, yes, we are predisposed of being an individual who lack hope for our lives, who lack the hope that greater possibility is our portion. So I'm telling you, you have to get to a place, we all have to get to a place that we have to continue to grow as an individual. The minute we stop growing, the minute that we begin to feel like we're not worth anything, to feel like our existence don't matter. So many people feel like their existence don't matter just because they are not doing nothing. They're not trying to figure out anything. They're not trying to work on the obvious things. They're not trying to go and uncover, go to the depths of themselves to find out the things that are hidden that is a hindrance. They're not willing to go and plow. And I'm telling you, you cannot experience anything great in life if you're not willing to do what is necessary. And guess what? You don't even have to know what all that is. But the thing is, you do have to start. Even if that's by going and asking questions, seeking wise counsel, even if that's going and reflecting on your life and journaling and being honest about yourself. Everybody knows deep within that you can go and find what you need. But a lot of people don't like to go deep within because it's too painful. Not only because of the things that they experience, because of the truth of things about themselves as well. We got to be willing to look in that mirror, flaws and all, and say, this is who I am. And if whatever I see that I don't like or that I'm not good with, I have the power, and not only the power, the ability to make those necessary changes. If you're tired of being angry all the time and, being rude to people and cursing people all the time, you can't make no excuse, say that's just how I am. You got to be willing to go and do the work to first find out why is that your response. And then secondly, now that you uncover why you do that, now you know what changes to make. It's a breadcrumb effect. You go and find out one thing, guess what? You led to another. And we have to be able to be willing to go on that trail to uncover who we are. It's a self-discovery. Nobody knows what tomorrow even holds. No one knows what opportunities are going to become a part of their options. No one knows anything outside of what we already know. So we don't need to be afraid of the unknown. We don't need to be afraid of the things that we're not sure about. What we should be afraid of is not changing.